Hey guys, what's up?
How's it going, man?
Tyler.
You know, just
guess where we are?
I don't know. Where are you?
San Diego Comic-Con.
That's why we have no voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound
So
you
we
sound
ruined
a
our
little worn out already.
We call it convoys, and typically by day 2 or 3, some of it is partying, but most of it is being in stale air and talking nonstop for hours
Yeah.
on end.
She's had panels. I've done 13 interviews, none of which are conducive to surviving.
I said
voice.
parties.
And parties.
Oh.
I was trying to give it a work mode. I was trying
She's
to
like,
give Frankie
she's
your
at
flowers.
panels.
She's at panels. She's working so hard. She's like, no, I've been partying.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
yeah.
been doing all of those things.
What's the craziest thing you've seen so far?
We saw a 30-foot Galactus and a 20-foot lightsaber walking around in real life.
A friend of mine who was there was trapped behind Galactus. I saw that on Blue Sky. He was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna be stuck in this
Yeah.
booth for a good 30 minutes. I guess there's nowhere to go.
But thank you for calling us.
We miss you.
We miss you so much.
Well, I'll see you soon.
Let's get back to the show.
Yeah, have the best time, and I'll see
It's
you
a
soon.
lot less fancy without you.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to DC Studio Showcase. I'm nerd commentator Frankey Smith.
I'm Comic-Con correspondent Jandreau.
And as we mentioned earlier, we are at San Diego Comic-Con, specifically at the DC booth.
This is hallowed ground, Frankie.
Yeah.
The energy here is electric. We're on the top of the DC booth. We're experiencing something few people ever get to see.
Yeah, it's always been my dream to be upstairs. I always see people before the signing like hover over, and now it's us.
I've been here once before as a guest. My friend was on The Flash and she was signing, and I got to stand up here, and I was like FOMO ever since. But we're up here now for
Yes.
us.
So we got a lot to talk about, specifically what's actually going on at the DC booth. We're talking about San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going to talk about Peacemaker.
And PeaceFest.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is a Peacemaker activation that is here at San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm so excited. Like, this is the most exciting episode for me because everyone here is celebrating comics, and we get to celebrate with you.
So let's talk about what's actually happening at the booth.
So downstairs, there is a full-on actual David Cornsweat Superman suit. So you walk up, and there's the majestic cape waiting for you. And talking about all the art in this beautiful area, we've got absolute art here, but the one you can probably see, this mural is from Scott Koblish, who is an absolute genius. He is so good at doing lots and lots of characters. He's like in the spirit of George Perez, just making the image dense with characters. That is a 238-person mural honoring the Golden Age heroes. They're of an old era. And crazily on top of all that, this is the beginning of DC celebrating their journey of 100 years in 2035.
There's also a Fortnite tournament
Yeah.
happening at the booth. Every day they've been giving away goodies from McFarlane Toys.
Yeah.
I had a chance to go on the live stream for it. I didn't play Fortnite. I'm terrible at it. But there is a special Superman suit that Jim Lee himself designed
Yeah.
for Fortnite. And you get a chance to play it here at the DC booth.
And the way that everything's set up is so welcoming, and everything is so open, so you don't have to wait in line too long. There's always something going on. And overall, the flow is really great. And then you've got Artist Alley right over there. So the artists you're meeting here, you can also get stuff signed over there. Like, it's such a happy place.
You're also forgetting one of the coolest things. What is this?
Okay, guys, so we're giving away an exclusive copy of Dark Victory for DC High Volume, and I did not know this until 5 minutes ago. This comic that we're giving away, I did not realize that is very specific to me, because this is DC High Volume, a show I host on DC's YouTube, which is translating word for word the Batman comics into a radio play. But the comic exclusively for San Diego that we're getting here, that I'm vamping about as long as possible, includes a very specific person. You know, dear viewer, this guy! Look at this! I'm in the guy, and I literally did not know. I opened this and saw myself. That any comic fan's dream is to not know they're in a comic and find out in real time. So if you were at San Diego and you got a copy of this, I'm in your house. It's crazy.
Well, let's talk about the history of Comic-Con. What do you know about San Diego Comic-Con?
So Comic-Con used to be a very like casual, you walk in. Your experience that I've never had was just popping into Comic-Con on a weekend and you could just get tickets at the door.
Yeah.
It quickly grew over time. It's evolved through a few different names, but it became this big pop culture con, and then it really doubled with Twilight in my experience.
Yeah.
Like once Twilight came, it shot up in size, and it's been really interesting to see all of the different media outlets kind of taken in as their home, their big New Year's thing.
Absolutely. It was founded in 1970, and as you mentioned, after Twilight in 2008, things just exploded, and it became this big, almost media outlet where all of the latest and greatest comes out, huge announcements. To your point, Comic-Con started way before I was born, but I've been going since I was a baby, strapped to my dad's chest when it was like in the little room in New York, and now I'm on the second floor of the booth, which is crazy.
My first was a Radisson in a basement, like the Radisson Hotel. My first ever Comic-Con was like 18 comic vendors in a Radisson basement. So to be on the like booth of DC standing in, this is incredible.
And now I feel like Hall H, which is one of the biggest panel rooms I want to say in existence. I'm sure there are bigger ones. Now I bet you that is double the size of a Radisson.
Do you know my Hall H story?
No, let's hear it.
So I used to, when I'd come to Comic-Con, I couldn't like afford a hotel room because they're not cheap. Like it's crazy. Hotel apocalypse is a thing. So my first couple of years, I couldn't afford a hotel, so I'd sleep in the Hall H line because like it's warm because there's bodies sleeping. So I would just like not be in line. I'd just sleep next to people sleeping to wait in line. Couldn't afford a hotel.
I admire your
I
commitment.
wanted to be here so bad.
It's a little gross.
It's a little gross. I didn't love the choice. I wanted to be here so
So
bad.
you didn't shower for 4 days.
I'm sorry about my prior sins.
And that's why with my pet peeves, the smell,
You're
you're part of the problem.
I was part of the problem.
You're a problem. Oh, you were.
Hall H had the best line to sleep in, dark times, but I then went from someone that slept in the line to someone that got invited to the panels to I got to be the first person to ever host a comic on that stage.
Wow.
There had never been a comic on the Hall H stage until I hosted up there with Keanu. So
Keanu
Reeves.
Wow.
Like, you know, the one, Neo. But I got to do that panel, and that was the first comic ever on that stage. So I went from like sleeping to standing up there, and now I've hosted Hall H 3 times.
Wow. Wow.
It's like my
Incredible.
proudest. I want it on my tombstone.
As I mentioned before, Comic-Con has always been special for me, but it feels different as a professional.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I used to come here with family. I used to come and just like fan out. But now I come here and Jim Lee's like, hey, Frankey. And it's like, what is life? And DC Comics specifically has always been special and near and dear to me. I've been reading it since I was a kid. Milestone Comics, we talked about this during Black History Month, was something that made me feel seen. And so like now to be on the booth, see characters that I love, watch DC characters on Fortnite.
Yeah.
And like I was standing next to Scott Snyder, you guys, and everyone was just calling him Scott. And so I didn't know it was Scott. And
Frankey.
now Scott Snyder just thinks I think he's some normal guy, not realizing it was the father of absolute Batman. But that's what makes Comic-Con so special.
You can run into people like that.
Because you can run into
casually.
Scott Snyder, and everyone could be like, hey, Scott, and you not know.
You know what? I have a funny thing with that where I get more intimidated by comic writers and artists and actors.
Then actors.
100%.
David Cornsweat, no problem.
Right.
Scott Snyder?
It's
What are we
pretty
doing
crazy.
here?
Pretty crazy. Like a high stakes. And that's what's really
Talking.
cool about this. Like, no matter how much it's grown, and I know a lot of people give modern Comic-Con a little bit of guff about how it's changed.
Yeah.
But I personally think it's beautiful that we've welcomed all sorts of culture.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, the point of everything is to be a melting pot to experience other people's stuff. I love that Crunchyroll has a whole giant installation over there. I love that Artist Alley is still holding strong, but next to it you've got Funko and Mondo, so people can experience all sorts of art.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. You can still run into Scott Snyder, but people that are, like, talking about a show on whatever network are going to run into too. So it's such a welcoming place. I love it.
And I love that Comic-Con also reserves merch things just for people who are attending.
Yeah.
Because it's like you had to be there.
Yeah.
It's hard to get.
There's a vinyl I want here, and I haven't had a
You're
chance
not
to-
gonna get it.
It's
I
already
know
too
which
late.
one.
It's Saturday.
It's done.
I should have gotten it Thursday.
You have to
I'm a
wake
fool.
up at 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
And then you have to promise your firstborn. I don't know if you're ready for that.
I love my kid that doesn't exist yet so much. Sorry, Final.
So, yeah, say
but that's
goodbye.
Comic-Con. Like, that's
Yeah.
exciting. A lot of people think it's just pop culture, but comics are still a beating heart of being here. So Artist Alley is my favorite place to be and hang out. I still freak out seeing artists and writers, but I'm going to go comic shopping.
Yeah.
Because, dear viewers, I have 16,000 Spider-Man comics. I have every run of Amazing, Peter Parker, Sensational Web of. I have 20 left in the world to have a complete run of every Spidey ever in print. 20 left, and I'm going to get one at this con to celebrate this show. Like, I want to get down to 19, so I'm going to get a Spidey comic. I'm afraid it's going to be a mortgage payment, but I'm going to get it. I'm so excited.
So what has been your highlight so far?
Of this con, I've been doing interviews for the Hollywood Reporter, and I did 13 interviews in like 16 hours.
Wow.
And I think the volume of that, which is why The Voice, made me really proud of like the capacity of pop culture knowledge I know, because it was everything from TV to movies, and it felt really good to not just be a comic expert, but to be like a pop culture expert. So I really liked the warmth and welcome of all these talented people to talk about their art. It's been really cool.
Yeah. For me, it's getting people who watch the show stop me and be like, the show is phenomenal. It's so much fun. I hate to toot our own horn on our own show, but it's been really a huge deal to be at Comic-Con, to be at the DC booth. I've been like hanging around there, and every time I do, people are like, wow, they just have Frankey like just hanging here. I'm like, oh, I'm a part of this now.
It's special.
It's really, really,
like walking
really
through
cool.
Artist Alley, there's people talking about picking up comics because we recommended it to them.
Yeah.
There's people stopping us to talk like, oh, I know this because of you, and we're getting to meet them in real time. Like, we're getting to have conversations, and it's because of this. So endless gratitude to you guys. If you stopped us and talked to us, thank you. It means the world actually sharing this with you.
The people are also bringing it for cosplay this year.
Yeah.
There's a Galactus that's almost, I want to say, to scale.
It's huge.
Yes,
It's beautiful.
moving parts.
Yeah.
We saw a lightsaber earlier, just a moving one. And when I came to the booth this morning, there's a huge wall here with a bunch of heroes, some who are dead. G.I. Robot was just sitting there mourning them. And when I walked up to him, he turned around and was like, I'm here to kill Nazis. Do you know any?
G.I. Robot.
He was great.
Doing the work.
Cheers to the Tim Man. Now, have you ever cosplayed?
I did my first year. I did
Really?
my first Comic-Con. I was the Heath Ledger Joker, and I didn't know that you are supposed to change out of the cosplay before the parties at night.
Yeah.
Learned a lesson a real awkward way. I was at like a really private party, and there was a lot of actors I really admired, and I was like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm so sorry. Like, I just didn't get the memo, but I'm friends with a lot of those people now, and there's like a really fun backstory of how we met, and I was like, hello, I'm the Joker. It's flesh.
That's also a little scary when you're at a private party
Just
and
like in the
the
dark,
Joker.
there's like a Joker there, just like
Yeah.
lurking. Also, I was uncomfortable because I was like that, so I was even more like in the corner while everyone.
You
I have
just gotta
shame.
you just have to do the Elle Woods and
Yeah.
own it. And be
Yeah.
like, I just wanted to dress this
You know
way.
who actually shouts to Seth Green? Seth Green was at that party, and he went over to me and he was like, hey, man, so you know, you look the coolest here. You should come out. And I was like, thanks, man. And like, so much love to Seth. That was a really cool moment. But I used to do the Heath Joker, and that was the last time I cosplayed. What about you?
Oh, I cosplay every year. This is actually the first year I didn't cosplay because I had work. Last year I came here and I cosplayed as Supergirl from the Justice League Unlimited show. The little skirt and the white shirt. That's actually pretty much what I'm wearing now. But I sewed a cape, a child's cape, to my t-shirt, and it was the perfect link because it was a kid's cape. I also cosplayed Yara Fleur at New York Comic Con and
suit is
Jessica
awesome.
Cruz.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got some cosplayers to help me like get it together. Although both times when I was Yara, everyone thought I was Nubia. And when I was Jessica Cruz, everybody thought I was Joe Mullen. But it was awesome. The cosplays were awesome. And I'm going to do it again.
Oh, yeah, you're going to come back with it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it at New York Comic Con.
What's the coolest one you've seen this con besides Galactus? I was like, hey, you know, but
that G.I. Robot. He had a speaker too.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Okay.
he had a speaker too, so he sounded exactly like him.
Yeah.
And he knew all of the things to say. He was like, do you want to be friends?
It was actually Sean Gunn.
It was Sean Gunn.
It wasn't a voice. It was just Sean. It was just
Yeah,
you.
that's why it was like perfectly done.
I saw, we saw a 20-foot lightsaber walk by a minute ago, which was
Yeah.
crazy. But I saw the full cast of The Princess Bride, and
What?
everyone looked perfect. There was 7 of them. It was the whole Princess Bride, and that was pretty dope. Actually, speaking of Princess Bride, shouts to Rob Reiner. Got to speak with him, and he is so excited about the Superman movie, and he knew about this. So Rob Reiner and like the whole Superman coverage and David Cornsweet talking about it. I got to like share in that Ouroboros of Princess Bride and Superman with the man himself.
Incredible. And that's why I love
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. Now, I can obviously talk about San Diego Comic-Con all day long, but what I'm really excited about is PeaceFest tonight.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't gone yet, but I'm really excited. It's in anticipation for season 2 of Peacemaker.
I hear it's 3 stories tall.
Yeah.
And I saw pictures of people with bald eagles. I
Yes.
saw like live music, and I saw like the craziest settings. So I'm excited just to go, but it's also about a show I love. So I'm so excited.
Oh, you're talking about love. I'm excited to see the rock bands because 2 of the in-universe rock bands will be there.
That's so great.
Yeah, who are you most
I want to see
excited
the
to
Mighty
see?
Crab Joys.
Me too.
Because they're punk.
Yeah.
Because kindness is punk rock, and I want to see them.
You must feel so validated now.
The insanity of me saying that before I saw the movie, and then the third act happened, I was like, all right, so I definitely understand and see the character the same because I think I accidentally gave this third act away. And then tonight I get to celebrate that with punk.
I'm so excited to go, and I know there's a Hall H panel tonight
Yeah.
to get people ready for
I'll be there. I'll
Peacemaker.
tell you what happens.
Please, I'm gonna miss it. I have a panel to do, but it is a great reminder that Peacemaker is coming out August 21st.
Yeah, we're right here. Like this
Right.
year's flying by.
And it has a companion podcast
Yeah.
with James Gunn himself.
I can't wait to hear the breakdown of like week to week what stuff we missed and other things that are like talking about canon and all the little details. And I love set stories.
Yeah.
It'll be like an IMDb trivia page every week.
And it's also starring Jennifer Holland, who plays Amelia Harcourt, and Steve Agee, who plays John Economos.
I talked to Steve about it, the Hollywood Reporter, and he
Yeah.
was saying how much fun it was to revisit that because it's 4 years ago for them for that first season.
Has it been 4
Yeah.
years?
So he got to like relive because it's been almost half a decade.
I've been watching the first season over and over after Superman to kind of fill that void. So I'm glad there's more material.
I can't wait.
So yeah, let's get to PeaceFest.
Time's flying. Let's go.
Yeah. Coy, we're back. Right here on Eagly's Perch.
In the Eagle's nest. I'm honored. I feel like I'm in Eagly's house.
I do too. I wish he was here.
Me too. I'm not a little jealous. I mean, other people got to meet him. I haven't met Eagly yet.
Well, I heard you went to the panel.
I did. The panel itself was really lively. I really loved John Cena came out in full Peacemaker garb, as he is wont to do, and basically answered half the questions as Cena, but most of the questions as Peacemaker. You got to like vibe in that mode. I ended with a great Frank Grillo joke. It was a really fun panel that showed like the camaraderie amongst the cast. You really got to see like their personalities, their energy, and they're so much like the characters. It was like watching a 9th episode of the season. It was really fun.
Did they show anything?
We got a brand new trailer.
Ooh.
Big trailer at the top, and then we got 2 clips during that each added some context. We got to see a little bit of Tim Meadows' character. We got to see a really cool fight with Harcourt, and then the opening trailer gave us a real sense of the parallel universe ideas.
What was your favorite part of the panel?
There's a moment when jokes got dirty enough that John Cena was trying to censor himself, and he literally put on the Peacemaker helmet and just like stared at camera, and he shifted his eyes left and right and just had a tight shot. And my inner child that used to read the very different Peacemaker comics got to see that character like actualized for 2025, and it was magical.
I'm surprised you could see John Cena at all.
That joke was made enough times, and apparently it is a problem for James Gunn. There was a running joke about how
Really?
James Gunn hates that joke. And so Cena put his helmet next to James and floated it and said, like, can't see you. It became like a running thing, and you could
I
see
love
their
it.
bond. It was really cute.
I love it. Well, I couldn't make it because I went to go do a panel.
Respect.
I loved it. It was about being a woman in the space. And we talked about Peacemaker and characters like Harcourt that really embody different types of womanhood. It was so much fun.
You had a good time? It went well?
Yeah.
Good audience? Hell yeah.
Are you excited for tonight?
I love that not only are we standing in Eagly's house, not only are we on the 3rd floor of a giant activation at Comic-Con, but each of
Right.
the floors is different energy, and we have live music tonight. Like we're
Right, by
actually
who?
we're getting the real life Crab Joys.
Yeah.
They're coming tonight. I've never seen this illustrious newly nonfiction band. And the actual nonfiction band that felt fictional, Steel Panther, is playing tonight, who I have seen so many times at the House of Blues LA. I'm an old LA person.
Okay,
House of
okay.
Blues was a very good venue. Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd owned. It was awesome. I saw Steel Panther there like 6 times. So I'm gonna relive some old LA Entourage era vibes.
Are you going to dance?
I don't dance. I'm real white. I'm Bob.
White people love to dance.
White people that don't know better love to dance.
Wow.
I don't hear rhythm.
You know, I heard that our producer, Toby, is a breakdancer.
Oh, we got a special
the-
guest.
What are we doing here? Give me that. Hi, guys. Oh, hello. I'm Straw Hat
Just assumed
Goofy,
everyone
a.k.a.
knew who he
Juju
was.
Green. Hopefully, you're a movie guy. And I'm here with Jandreau, and I'm here with my girl, Frankey. Fantastic, Frankey. Now, I'm trying to reveal some really deep stuff right here, okay? These guys never read comic a day in their life. Not one, okay? I've had conversations with them. I said, hey, do you know anything about, I don't know, Brainiac? They say, oh, you mean like really smart people? And I say, no, like the guy, like you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I have to deal with?
Sir, why are you
every bit
wearing-
of knowledge that these guys have to say, it comes from me.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm the man behind the brains. So whenever they spit some facts, whenever they spit some knowledge, some hot fire, just know that your boy Straw Hat Goofy is the guy who did it.
For a sec for a real story.
Yes, what's
Tell
up?
them how you and I got to know each other in real life and what event ties to this. What movie was that?
It was the Suicide Squad.
That's right.
It was the Suicide Squad. We went to a screening for the Suicide Squad, and I've actually been watching this guy for about 10 years before we even met. And I just see the buffest arms like walk into the theater. It was just the back of his head and buff arms. And I said, oh my God, I think I know those arms. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to catch up to him. Next thing you know, I get a tap on my shoulder. I turn around, and he looks me dead in my face and says, people told me that we should meet, and we were jabbering on about Suicide Squad for about 2 hours.
And now those characters are here, and we're like, this is such a full circle moment. Like, we went from the Suicide Squad at a screening. We'd never met. I got tagged in a bunch of your stuff, and now, genuinely one of my favorite people on the planet.
Oh my God. You're not going to say that.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Homer Simpson's into the bush.
First of all, you came to our event with One Piece on. That's not even in the DC universe.
You're
Excuse
welcome.
me. I'm not done.
Very different energy. Very different.
Why? I don't know why.
Just like a New Yorker. Just like a New
I don't
Yorker.
know.
I'm gonna let you finish, but best intro of all time.
No. And also, Koi, I got a chance to interview him with Straw Hat Goofy in the room. And he admitted that Superman story is so much better than One Piece, and you had to deal with that in real time.
Thanks so much for popping by, man. I really appreciate it. Check out his interview with Eddie Gathegi, Mr. Terrific himself, on his page. Appreciate you popping in, man.
No, thank you for having me. Well, thank you for letting me crash anyway, and for the kind and not so kind
we
words.
didn't let you crash.
All right, let's bring in our next guest that just gets on stage.
And that's our episode. Let's just get straight into the DC spotlight. Koi, what do you have for us?
I want to mix it up. I want to spotlight cons because I think a lot of
Ooh.
people find them intimidating. I think a lot of people find them like a comic store where it's like a barrier of entry of like, oh, I don't know if that's for me. It is for you. There's something for everyone at a con. Try a local con. Support local cons. Come to the big one. I think it's a really welcoming place, and I think everyone can find something there. So come join us. It's a blast here.
Wow, I'm gonna take your job for the spotlight this week. And I'm gonna highlight DCKO, which was written by Scott Snyder. I love you so much. I'm so sorry. I was so casual to you. And Joshua Williamson. It is a DC event, and it's epic. I'm a big anime fan, and it's kind of like tournament style.
Yeah.
Like Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho, or the second season of My Hero Academia. And it's about Darkseid coming to Earth, and the heroes have to fight it out to see who's going to protect it.
That's awesome.
And the roster is slowly coming out. Guy Gardner's on it, Cyborg's on it, Zatanna's on it. It's going to be so much fun. They've been giving out an ash can all weekend. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to read it. Well, that's our show for today. I've had an incredible time. Thank you guys for coming here, listening to our scratchy voices, coming on our journey with PeaceFest, and always tuning in.
And as always, if you want to check out any of the comics we talked about and comics in general, check out the DC Universe Infinite app, which is DC's online comic catalog. This will be in there soon. In a few weeks, we're going to get to see what happens with all the KO goodness. And come to a con. It's really something special.
And you can get new episodes of DC Studio Showcase every other Friday. You can watch us on HBO Max. You can watch us on Spotify or YouTube.
And please rate these episodes. It really helps the algorithm. It really helps all the things. Comment on them. Leave us 5 stars. It really means a lot to us, and I love hearing from you guys.
You can find me on all platforms at Fantastic Frankey.
You can find me at Jandreau.
And you can find Tyler, who you saw earlier, at Tyler Coates on Twitter and Blue Sky. Yeah. See you guys back in the studio.
This was an OBB sound production from HBO Max and DC Studios, hosted by Frankey Smith, Tyler Coates, and myself, Jandreau. Executive producers for DC Studios, Phil Sopanides, Gary Barbosa. Executive producers for DC are Mike Pilata and Victor Diaz. Executive producer for HBO Max is Becky Rowe. Producer for HBO Max is Aaron Kelly. Executive producers for OBB are Michael D. Ratner, Scott Ratner, and Toby Lawless. Production manager Kevin Lynn. Studio coordinator Elijah Matias. Director of photography Heath Gresham. Camera operator and first assistant camera Ben Cohen. Gaffer Aiden Keltner. Sound mixer and editor Josh Falcon. Sound mixer Darren Bowling. Composer Ethan Walter of The Ringers. Hair and makeup artist Kendall Shannon. Host coaching Lisa Linky. Associate producer Tess Bartholomew. Production assistant Abner Vargas. Post-production supervisor Mariana Chrysostamo. Assistant editor Mark Alcacid. Editor Adam Grabarnik. Director of Creative Development and Social Strategy Lenore Castro. Senior Coordinator, Creative Development and Social Strategy, Sharif Bakari. Special thanks, OBB intern, Kira Hochberg. OBB intern, Amaya Machni. DC intern, Ava Escada. OBB intern, Kira Hochberg. Associate producer, Chris Stith.